Taylor Swift just announced her newest upcoming album, which is titled The Life of a Showgirl. And I think this is probably going to tie into the fact that she trademarked the phrase female rage the musical at some point last year. People kind of glossed over that, but I remembered that, and I was waiting for her to use it. Somewhere she probably will in the rollout for The Life of a Showgirl, and she hasn't even revealed the album cover yet, but the announcement really annoyed me because it took place on her boyfriend Travis Kelce's podcast with his brother Jason Kelce called New Heights, and this is an incredibly popular show in its own right. It doesn't need Taylor Swift to buoy its success.
It's giving the conversation the other day about Halle Berry from David Justice, where everyone's like, who's this guy? And I was like, well, if you don't know who David Justice is, you weren't a baseball fan in the 90s.
I'm not saying that Travis Kelce needs the press, but the fact that Taylor Swift used his podcast as the platform to announce her album, I just thought that was so lame.
Well, let's watch the clip first. And, then
his brother's reaction to the album
brother
was
is
so overwrought and distracting.
Jason Kelce is the far superior content creator / personality.
I dislike Jason Kelce more than I dislike Travis
I'm just saying he's good at his job. He goes for the fences. Here we go.
So I wanted to show you something.
Okay, what do we got?
We got
A briefcase.
A branded
Mint green
briefcase.
with TS on it.
Yep.
What's in it?
This is my brand new album, The Life of a Showgirl.
It's like Tim said. Mr. Beast said that opening his mouth in the thumbnail was the difference between 5 million views and 50 million views, and Jason Kelce understands this.
He's such a nincompoop.
So here's the thing. So you think it was kind of low class for her to announce this on his podcast?
It was throwing him a bone.
Okay.
Truly. I mean, I don't think that this was the smartest way to go about it. You disagree. You think this is actually a good thing for her.
Not
her
for the
image.
album, but I think it's very good for her image, which seems to be settling down around this relationship. And if the idea here is that she's moving towards like a married life someday, maybe they get engaged, maybe they end up together, whatever. This bolsters her image with him, and they've become a package deal in a lot of ways. Like when you go to these lame city shops that are run by like hippie liberals, like the Crystal Chicks, they have all of the Taylor Swift merch and stickers and candles.
Yeah.
They also have Travis Kelce ones
because
true. They're a package deal now.
Yeah, I would say that this is not the best move for her music career, though.
See,
if we're talking about getting people interested in the upcoming album, the people who are in her like world, who are into her music, who would actually support her music, her touring, they're not. I don't think that those people are watching Travis Kelce's podcast.
See, the thing is, though, Travis Kelce's missing an opportunity because he acts too, right? Like he had a cameo in Happy Gilmore too, but so did 8,000 other people. But he was in
Grotesquerie.
he did the reality TV show. He fancies himself an actor now. If there was going to be a movie made about him, the movie would be about like an elite athlete who gets caught up in this romance that takes him away from practice and training, and he starts falling off, and he has to get it all back at the end so they can win the championship. Of course, I think they lost last year, so
Didn't they?
I think
I don't pay attention to sports, but I recall them winning.
I thought they lost last year. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They lost.
So the point being that there's a movie to be made here, and our country is in dire need of good sports movies. More than Taylor Swift albums, we need fantastic sports movies, and a comeback story about a guy who starts out as kind of he's a workhorse. He's really, really good, but he gets caught up in the glitz and the glamour of his life. He gets into this relationship with like a high class pop star, and then he stops paying attention to his profession. He stops, trying hard in practice, and he starts falling off. I mean, that's what happened to Rick the Wild Thing Vaughn in Major League 2. Everybody knows that.
Well, since you mention it, Taylor Swift might actually be in the running to write and direct said movie. Yeah. According to a new report, Taylor Swift's directorial debut is coming from Searchlight Pictures. And the rumor has it that Alice Birch has been brought on as a writer for her first feature film. She previously wrote on
Why?
Normal People, starring Paul Mescal and Daisy Edgar Jones. However, contrary to that report, another source close to the production of Taylor Swift's movie says that she remains the sole screenwriter.
Yeah. Why does she look like Hilary Duff here in some weird way?
It's the hair.
It's the hair.
It's one of the best photo shoots she's ever done.
Time Traveler steps on a stick,
Yeah.
Hilary Duff. Look. I don't know where she finds the time.
Is that real? Is that getting ghostwritten for her?
I just I mentioned it to you before the show. Do you remember the conspiracy theory that J.K. Rowling didn't write any of the Harry Potter books, that it was actually written by like a cadre of men, and then they made her the face of it? But it ends up being like a weird double bluff because they also changed her name. They didn't use Joan. They used, is it Joan or Joanne? What's her real name?
I believe it's Joanne.
Okay. They used JK because they were worried that boys wouldn't want to read a book written by a woman. So they did like a double bluff where it's actually written by men, said to be written by a woman, and then used with a pen name so that the boys would buy a book written by a woman that wasn't actually written by a woman. Maybe she's not writing any of her songs. Maybe this is all just a bunch of people who paid for their who gave up their writing credits for millions of dollars. I don't actually believe that.
Yeah, I don't buy that
I just find it hard to believe that, when you're Taylor Swift, you have time to just sit around and write a screenplay. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I agree with you. But maybe she has some sort of bilocation superpower. Who knows? I just have noticed that the hype for her album last year, The Tortured Poets Department, was noticeably louder, and I think it was harder to ignore the conversation about her last album.
Can I be honest? I don't even remember that conversation being all that loud.
We covered it.
I know we covered it, but it didn't seem like it was. It felt like the tour was where all the...
Well, this was after the Eras tour.
That's what I'm saying. There was a lot of energy and discussion around the Eras tour, and it didn't feel like there was all that much attention paid to the actual album release for whatever, Tortured Poets Department.
I remember we covered the Tortured Poets Department extensively.
I felt like we covered the tour more. We
did cover the tour more.
Backlash.
We covered the tour more,
Yeah.
but we did cover the album
Yeah.
extensively because there was a lot of controversy about the album.
Bagel Bites in the chat says Tortured Poets Department sucks. We have somebody with a strong opinion
does.
about it. Let's go.
That's a fact. It does suck.
Okay.
You're right. But yeah, I just couldn't care less about her new music. I think that feeling is starting to spread, and the people who would have cared about this maybe a couple of years ago aren't really interested anymore.
Well, okay, so
like her soft launching retirement era.
So, but here's the better question. So, look, interest can naturally fade, but usually it feels like there's like a successor in the wings, and I don't feel like Chappell Roan is in any way a successor to Taylor Swift.
There is no successor that actually fills the same vacuum in the market, but everyone would say that it's Sabrina Carpenter.
And you said that there needs to be we need a right-wing pop group.
Guys, let me know what you think of this. I was just reflecting on this. I've been thinking about it, every once in a while for months now, that we kind of need a right-wing pop star. Or maybe a right-wing girl group.
I mean, speaking of Hilary Duff, there is that picture of her carrying the Glock case. Maybe Hilary Duff is the right-wing pop star that we need. At the very least, the pro-Second Amendment pop star that we deserve.
She's definitely aged out of that role.
Yeah.
But I think that this is something that the culture needs. I don't know how it would look. I am not, the creative type, but... Someone should industry plant a right-wing pop star or pop group. There aren't girl groups anymore.
I mean, but it would be impossible to do
world.
Because music, especially for female pop stars, is inextricably linked to Stan Twitter. And you can't have Stan Twitter on your side and be a right-wing pop star.
Well, you actually don't need Stan Twitter on your side because they don't translate to actual ticket sales.
Mighty Rack says Lil Tay. No. No, we can't do that.
Stans on the internet don't translate to album sales and ticket sales. So
why aren't there any
they
girl
don't
groups
count
anymore?
It doesn't matter if you don't have Stan Twitter on your side.
Why are the girl groups and the boy groups gone?
They got replaced by K-pop.
K-pop, yeah. Yeah.
Now, this is such a hyper individualistic culture that we have in the West, where it doesn't appeal to us. It doesn't make any sense to us why you would idolize a group of 6 to sometimes 10, as many as 10 performers that have very little that distinguishes one from the next.
Yeah.
I think that
because they're just churned off a factory
in
line.
the K-pop world, they don't care about individualism or creative integrity. That's not really something that crosses their minds.
Yeah.
So for the fan base of K-pop, they find it appealing that they are industry plants. They find it appealing that they're put through boot camps to prepare for stardom, that they aren't allowed to have private lives, that they aren't allowed to have relationships, that every aspect of their lives, even down to the food they eat, is micromanaged by a company.
Yeah.
That's part of the appeal. That's part of the magic, in a way.
People are listing, like, some people are mentioning Tom McDonald. I mean, he's a dude. And
he is not
rap.
a pop star,
Yeah.
and he is not famous. I'm sorry. Like, he is just not what we're talking about here. And I'm talking about
They're
a woman.
talking about a level of fame that's unique to that stature.
Yeah.
And he is famous. He's just famous in a different way.
Look, he's not mainstream famous.
Yeah.
That's just a fact. I'm not even saying that to knock the guy, but he's not what I'm imagining here.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a young woman like a Britney Spears in the culture who
says, I just think we should support the president.
Doesn't look weird, doesn't like have defiant, rebellious, evil lyrics about promiscuity, witchcraft, or man hatred, who dresses in cute and not sleut attire.
Cute, not sleut.
Cute, not sleut.
We should make that a shirt for the channel.
Who is just like very normal. I mean, some people would say Addison Rae is like a politically neutral option as a new up-and-coming pop star, but I don't.
I'm Team Tate McRae all the way.
I don't see her becoming that. Tate McRae is like, she's just too sexual and too. She doesn't have the talent. She doesn't have the same like girl.
What you're asking for goes
energy.
against what you're describing goes against the core values of what the music industry promotes. So it'll never happen.
We need an American version of the Spice Girls that just goes back to the basics.
That would be good.
Let me know if you agree.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.